Beyonce's Beehive might type and clap back at you on the internet, but when the Wu-Tang Killa Bees swarm, yeah, those guys might show up to your house. Alright, pop quiz. What is the largest crew in hip hop history? If you guess the Wu-Tang Clan and the Wu-Tang Clan Killer Bees, you guess right. Wu-Tang, I remember back in 97 when Inspector Deck said Killer Bees sold 50 gold, 60 platinum. You know, I don't think that casual hip hop fans, especially the younger fans, they understand the immense impact of the Wu-Tang Clan on their favorite artists. They're like your favorite artist. If you like Conway the Machine, if you like virtually anybody out on the East Coast and West Coast, these guys, anybody you think is lyrical in by today's standards, they're Wu-Tang fans. You hear the quotes in the music, you hear some of the styles being taken and added to other people's, music today. Even music, when Crunk was popular, Crunk and Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing. That was the original Crunk. What those guys did in the 90s cannot be measured. In terms of actual albums, when you consider the Wu-Tang family, we have to easily be at, wow, studio albums. You have to easily be 300 to 500 studio albums when you consider, Wu-Tang Clan, Killer Army, Sons of Men. I mean, with that Wu-Tang logo on it, and I'm talking about Wu-Tang guys, you gotta have 300 to 500 albums, studio albums out right now. Thousands, if not tens of thousands of songs, hundreds and hundreds of music videos, tons and tons of sales and streams. I mean, they are the largest crew in hip hop history. I remember Capadonna may have had a number one song before Jay-Z did. That's because Jay-Z, he had number one albums, never had number one songs before that song with Alicia. But when we talk about guys you've never heard of in the Wu, Street Life from the Wu-Tang Clan, as a new artist today, would be the best rapper in hip hop. There is no person in hip hop today that raps better than Street Life from the Wu, and you probably are not gonna have to Google him. Tell me who. Tell me who's out right now. Lil Wayne has that asymmetric style. That style he really popularized in the late 2000s. Tell me again, if you listen to Lil Wayne and War Cloud, again, Google that one. Listen to his music. Tell me which one of those you think is better at that style. The Wu-Tang family's immense. I think the beef is not really a beef because I heard Don Pacino's response to the apology. I think Mickey Fax did a stand-up job. He apologized. He took ownership. He was very humble about it. The guys. I think Drink Champs. CNN and Wu-Tang. They're almost two peas in a pod. It is Wu-Tang Forever. Wu-Tang is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to invoke my inner KRS-One. But we all love. We love Nori. We got love for CNN. We got love for all those crews from that era. And I know Nori and CNN, they got too much love for the Wu for it to ever be a beef. These are not people who could ever truly be at loggerheads. It was a little bit offensive. But that's what happens when you do an alcohol-induced show. It's not, with the Wu-Tang, you can't even do verses with the Wu. Because the Wu is one of those crews that there is no comp. I mean, the Wu does verses against each other. Have Meth versus Red. Redman and Method Man. You have Ghostface versus Raekwon. I mean, they're so in. There's no comp for what they do, so you can't even do a verses with the Wu-Tang Clan. There is no one to verses against them. They're too immense. The crew's too much music out there. That Wu-Tang logo is everywhere. We all love all the guys out now. We love Drake. We love J. Cole. We love Kendrick. We love all those guys. But let me tell you something right now, okay? You go to Croatia right now and you say Wu-Tang Forever. Somebody wearing a business suit going to work might say Wu-Tang Forever right back at you. No one out there is listening to Drake or Drake Cole. Shout outs. We all love those guys. So I don't think it's a real beef. So for that, it's not that. It's not, it's nothing that can ever be because those guys are mature crews, CNN, Nori, Drink Champs, and the Wu-Tang. those crews are just too mature. I think there's just way too much respect. It was just a little bit out of pocket. I can understand. They say, well, the Wu-Tang flunkies. I can. I don't. If I was trying to be generous and be devil's advocate, I think what he meant to say is lesser known members of the Wu-Tang when he mentioned Sons of Man. I think that was probably the right phrasing, but alcohol is involved in that show, so he used the word flunkies, but it would be correct to say Sons of Man are lesser known, even though you understand, Sons of Man they have plaques on their wall, okay? Let's keep it real. These members I'm talking about that you don't know about, they've charted better than some of your favorite artists, okay? Sons of Man has more plaques on their wall than some of your favorite current artists right now. So, let's be real about it, folks. It's not a real beef. Even though, Ninth Print is out there saying cutting heads with blades and throwing you in alcohol baths, whatever he said on Hip Hop DX. That's just Wu-Tang inner slang right there. The Wu-Tang, that sounds like something that, Ninth Prince or a member of the Wu-Tang might say in response to a challenge. So, anyway, it's not a thing. It's love between the two crews, and I'm glad that Drink Champs is, doing the right thing, apologizing. Don Pacino, one of my favorite hip hop artists of all time. Hopefully he can see it to a part. He does have a good point, but I think eventually, cooler heads will prevail. Too much love, too much respect.